Remember when you messaged me and played, you were like, best week ever, $6,400, and I have 5 clients left.
Yes.
Nonetheless, welcome back to Profit Like a Pro. Well, in this episode, I'm going to go over how I was able to help Marshell, a hairstylist who didn't go up in her pricing in over 10 years, and that was reflecting on her income on a weekly basis. After working with Marshell for about 2 months, and it took about a month for us to figure out her pricing, what she was averaging, and it was a pretty big wake-up call for herself to realize she was kind of just working and making money as like a hobby. And that's not our intent as a hairstylist nor a business. So we went over our numbers, and within 3 weeks, Marshell was able to gross her highest week ever, earning almost 60. I'll put the numbers up here. You'll see the screenshot or the text message. I think it was like $6,800, and she still had 5 more clients. And at the average ticket of her clients being about $300 to $400, you will just do 400 times 5. That's $2,000. We're looking at about $8,000 that week or more. I don't know exactly the clients she took, but nonetheless, this is an episode for all of you hairstylists that are scared about going up in your prices, don't know how to communicate it to the clients, and don't know what's going to happen. Most of us think that our clients are just going to stop coming to us or complain about pricing. And at the end of the day, this is not what happens. I've worked with over 200 stylists in my one-on-one program, and all of them, 98% of them, have this concern, have this issue. And I promise you, after watching this video, you will be more successful at increasing your pricing and bringing home your highest paid week ever.
My name is Marshell Coy, and I have a salon in Ripon, California.
How long have you been doing hair?
Close to 20 years.
20 years, okay. And you were my first round of my course, my program, right? The 6 months?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Again, everybody who's watching, Marshell was having trouble increasing her prices confidently and knowing how to communicate that to the clients. So that was like by far the number one thing I knew that we had to work on based on her talent and her demand. And then finding out when we, again, broke down all your numbers, your operation, your overhead, and your product, we found out what you were charging basically an hour or your profit margin. We're like, no.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't what it should have been, and it wasn't even going right. You live in California, based on being California and the prices there, and just honestly, like I see a lot, and this is like where. And thank you for doing this short notice, but this is where it came from. Like I'm always on Facebook. I'm looking at these groups just to see like pain points, and everybody talks about like price increases. How do you do it? What do you know? Blah blah blah. And it kind of just goes back to. Most stylists don't understand how much money they're making per service anyways. And price increases should be small. It's not this big surprising number. Like you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, my ombres or my balayages are going from 300 to 450. If you're price increasing properly based on demand, performance, and time, then it should be done every like 6 months, no more than a year. In my opinion. Okay, so what did you end up making that week? Do you remember what you finished off? Because the 6,400, and then you had 5 clients left. Any idea?
So I probably ended up that week, if I had 5 clients left, probably over 8,000 that week.
Okay. All right, prior to working together, did you have a structure of why you charged what you charged, or was it just based off what you thought was fair to charge people? And like, where did the numbers come from?
No structure whatsoever. When I came into the salon that I was working at, I just kind of based my prices off. I talked to the other girls that were here in the salon and just kind of based my prices off of what they were charging, because I had taken a very small, like a small break, about 2 years maybe I was off from doing hair. And when I came back in, I had no structure. So I went from a salon that was a commission salon into a booth rental. So I just based my prices off of what the other girls in the salon were charging.
Okay. How long was it before you price increased prior to working together? And now,
oh, I think around 2013.
So from 2013 till when you hired me, you didn't change your prices? Is that what you really, is that what it is? Really?
Yeah, for most people. I mean, like for my longtime clients, like
yeah.
I raised my prices and started charging more for newer clients, but for clients that I had already been doing for years,
yeah.
they just always had the same price. I never increased their prices.
So yeah, so some of your prices were about 10 years old.
Yeah, way too old.
And whoever's watching that, you're learning from this video. Do not do that. Doesn't matter how long they've been with you. If you are getting better and offering a better service, charge more. On top of that, there is something that happens in everybody's life called inflation. Like, it doesn't matter. Things go up in price. The services can't be that much. And you cannot wait 10 years to increase prices.
No, definitely not.
What was your average ticket, would you say?
Oh, gosh. I don't even know.
For a blonding service, like the blonding services you post on your page.
Oh, probably. How long ago?
6 months ago, we'll say.
6 months ago? Oh,
or a year ago, because it was a 6 month program. You've been gone for at least 5 months, so a year ago.
A year ago. I would say probably around 165 to 185.
Yeah. So anybody, Marshell will be tagged. Go ahead and look at Marshell's work and realize that she's in California, know the prices and the taxing there, and then just look at her work and be like, she was basically doing work for free. She does phenomenal work. I highly suggest you guys to go look at her page and her work. Great work. And I'm surprised that you probably had people banging down your door knowing that you were doing the work you were doing for less than $200.
Yeah, I mean, I am busy. I'm very thankful for that, because I do have a full schedule, and it is hard to get new clients in unless they wait. I'm generally booked out at least 8 weeks on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So it's hard
2 months.
It's hard to get new people in, but if they're willing to wait, then I don't ever close my books to new clients. Okay,
so now, knowing that your price was about, we'll just say whatever it was, less than $200 back then, what are your prices now for that same service?
I just did one. She just left right now, right before I talked to you, and she was $340.
And any hesitation on those new pricing?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah. Ever.
No.
Yeah. I honestly still think you have room to be, how much did you say you just charged? And was it one of your bigger bonding services that you post on your page?
Yeah. And she's, she took me about 3.5 hours, and I charged her $340.
Yeah. So I still think you could be in the $400, $450 range. But again, I know it's hard for you to put that trigger, but I honestly do, because I work with a lot of people and I know the level of work that you do. You know what I mean? So, and with that, but again, everybody who's listening, I say this with a grain of salt. What happens is, and you can put this into play for everybody who's watching, how busy you are, what the prices you're charging, and Marshell knows how much money she's making. She has the formula to figure out her profit margin for each client. So at the end of the day, after she pays for all her product, her overhead, and her living expenses, she could be, you know, again, if you don't have your numbers with you, you're probably averaging, if you're charging close to $400 per service, you're probably making profit a little bit more than $200 each client. And how many clients a day do you have? 2, 3?
Depending on what I'm doing, sometimes today's an early day for me because it's Friday.
No, on average.
Yeah, so like 3 to 5.
3 to 5. So we'll say even if she just profits $200 per client, we'll say 4, that's $800 profit every day. And then how many days a week do you work?
Generally 6.
She loves working. This is her. She likes to get away and go work. So it's also something we've worked on stepping back. So what was it? 8 times 5. 8 times 5 is what? 40? So $4,000 a week.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah, and that's profit. Everybody who's understanding and watching this video, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, feel free to hit me up. And because profit means all her bills are paid. I mean, I guess this is the question that everybody kind of, or the feeling that a lot of people have. But why were you scared to go up in your pricing? Like, what scared you?
I feel like emotionally charging. And it's just, I feel like when you have to talk about money, if you're emotionally charging, it's really hard. But once you take that emotion out of it, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, and then I feel like you look at people and you think like, oh gosh, they're going to freak out if I charge them this much. So like, I'm going to emotionally discount it. But then they come in and they've got their, you know, their Louis Vuitton bags, their injected lips, all their Botox, everything. And then you don't feel bad about it anymore. Yeah.
And okay, I guess that's the next thing. After we came up, when we put together that message, we did a text message blast or email?
Yeah. Text
message blast. Okay. So we worked one-on-one, built out a message that she was okay with, that I helped her put, like, you know, basically more or less what you say is, you know, just a heads up, everyone, prices will be going up. I know I haven't raised the prices in your scenario, about 10 years. You know, again, the price increase might be anywhere from $35 to $55 at the end of ticket. So meaning if your services were $200 before, it might be anywhere from $235 to $255. If you have any issues, no problem. I can give you a recommendation. Just please let me know. And more or less, that was the message that we put out. Not word for word. I'm just going off the top of my head. For anybody who wants to do it, that's kind of how you do it. And after you sent it out, how much hesitation did you have?
None.
Yeah. That is exactly what happens to everybody I work with. Even if you had, say, 100 clients, maybe say, this doesn't even happen, like say 10 of them have an issue with it. But now you have 90 clients at the proper price, paying more, so you're going to outweigh those 10 people and make way more money anyways. Again, like you saw, that first week put into play, highest week ever, no hesitation, and now it's for the rest of your career. And again, I'm going to go with, you should probably look into making a price increase. It doesn't matter if they're old existing clients or new clients coming in, but again, you can assess that. That is what everybody's scared about. They're so scared to create that message, to send it out, because they think people are going to be worried about it. And again, I say that with a grain of salt, because you kind of have to be good at hair and offer a certain product that people can't really or don't want to take the initiative to go find someone else. Like Marshell does great hair. So, and based on her pricing, I know that when girls were coming to you and hearing your prices, like, this lady's crazy and this is basically free. So her price increase clearly is going to have no hesitation based on her results and the price point it was at. And even when the price point goes there, because even with that price increase of you being at 300 to 400 range, like you said, you still have room to go up in that. But yeah, that is the hesitation. Everybody thinks, oh, people are going to leave. It's like almost you are telling your clients what they can afford, and then you're undervaluing yourself.
Yes.
And it's crazy. Now, and you know, an average week now, 6 days a week, we'll say average 4 clients a day. How much do you make a week? Did you say like total grand, not even profit, like grand?
I don't even know. It depends on what I do.
Yeah, because you're doing the extensions too, right?
Well, yeah, and I'm also an esthetician, so I do facials as well.
Oh, okay.
Like facials and waxing, and I have a hydrofacial machine as well. So it just depends on what I do for the week, but I can make anywhere like 8,000 to 10,000 a week.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. All right. We'll wrap it up. I don't want to get too much off track, because again, I want to keep these short, valuable, and informational for anybody who's watching them. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the short notice. I just, again, was on Facebook and just saw nothing but like, what are you guys charging for this? How should I charge? I'm scared to price increase. And I was like, who can I talk? I was like, oh, Marshell. Marshell was 10 years deep, didn't know what to say, was scared to send the message. And then boom, like third weekend or first weekend, highest week ever in her life. So thank you again. If you ever need anything, obviously reach out, but congratulations. And I'm happy you're still killing it. But think about that pricing.
Yep, I know.
Okay. All right. Bye, Marshell. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Take care.
Bye.